Hi everybody, my name is Dusty and I'm still hanging out playing Nintendo. Today I'm going to be playing Joust on NES, and this should be the final game I'll need to play to do my review of the HAL America or Atari games on NES. So this intro right here is excellent, I feel. If you really pay attention to it, it not only explains in general how to play, but it shows you how you should be moving about the screen. You should be gently flapping just like it shows you there. So it's not just showing you how to win a collision that your lance has to be higher than the opponent's, but it's also showing you the best way to control, which is kind of easy. You don't want to get too fast. You just lose control. I've been playing this for a little while here. I've played this before. I've never really sat and played this game like I play other Atari games. So I've never really gotten very far. I've never encountered a Shadow Lord before. I don't know how high in the waves you have to get to encounter one, but I've never seen one. I kind of feel like something that sounds that cool should pop up at any point, kind of like the pterodactyl will when you stay in a wave too long. So I like to stay aloft. I try to get kind of in the middle of the screen. I find that's the safest place to be, and I just don't like to land. Like I'll try to stay aloft the entire time. I find that that's the ready position, so to speak. It's just too hard to get in a position to collide properly from standing. So I never stand unless I like need to pick up an egg, then I'll touch down. I feel like the scoring in here, like I can kind of understand the concept of the scoring. You get more points if you can grab the egg before it hits the ground, but I feel like that's mostly luck. At least for me, it is. I'm not very good at this game, but I just see it seems like sometimes I grab the egg and it's just I don't mean to, it just happens. But I can almost never grab the egg on purpose after it falls or before it hits the ground. So I kind of mentioned this in some of my other videos, but just in case you're new here, this was one of the games that I wanted as a kid and never got. I had Millipede. That was the first NES game I got, and Millipede came with a really cool poster for Millipede and had the guy with the bow and arrow fighting the Millipede. And another part of that was the cover art for Joust, which I thought was incredibly cool, and I always wanted it. I felt like it was a companion piece, or maybe even when I was a kid, I thought they were in the same universe. I thought Joust and Millipede took place in the same universe. Um, so I wanted Joust. I also wanted Defender too, but not nearly as bad as I wanted Joust. Um, Looking back after having played it as an adult, I'm not so sure I would have played it much as a kid. I think that it would have been something I would have played. Gosh, get off me. I don't feel bad about getting killed by a pterodactyl. It's kind of my fault for not ending the wave because that's what makes them pop up, but they're unbeatable as far as I know. And if it kills me, I mean, that's not so bad. If I get killed by anything that I could kill, I do feel a little bad there. But pterodactyl kill, I'm just like, it is the invincible monster of the game. If anybody knows what they mean by that unstoppable question mark stuff in the intro, I'd love to know. I have no idea. I haven't done any kind of research on this game. I just felt like playing it, so I started playing it. Past few videos I've done, I've tried to. I usually put the gameplay without the commentary up first, and then I'll mix the sound later to fix the volume the way I want it and everything. Today I'm going to try to do that in reverse. I'm just going to go ahead and try to fix the volume right away, and I'll do the commentary first because it seems like those that are dropping in like the commentary better. So um, I kind of felt like some people really wouldn't like hearing me speak. So my original idea was to always have the commentary and also have a no commentary video, and I expected the no commentary to be as popular, if not more. But perhaps when I'm doing more action adventure games or RPGs, that might be the case. But for these games, I think that nobody wants to watch these simple games without some commentary. So I feel like as the platforms are removed, it makes it a little easier. Um, and I suppose the designers tried to make it to where the hunter is supposed to make that harder because he will uh, fly higher and make an effort to defeat you in the collision, whereas these normal enemies here, I forget what they call them. The intro was just there and I've already forgot. Um, Bounders, I think they call them. They don't really try to kill you. They just kind of hover around. Occasionally, they will go higher than you on purpose, and they usually fool me. So they're doing their job because I never think they're going to go higher than me, and then they do, and I always get thrown off guard because I don't expect them to. But those hunters, they go after you. So that's the only thing that might be more challenging about losing the platforms in the middle. But to me, it's easier. I almost feel like the first stage should just be the lower platform with the bridges on either side, and then platforms are added as you play. But it's not how it is. I guess the point values for the eggs is random. It seems like it's random. I don't know if there's any trick to it that I'm not aware of or what's going on there, but it does seem random to me. So I'm on the fence on this game. I wouldn't say I don't like it, but it's not a game that I find myself picking up and playing repeatedly or playing for long periods of time like I would play Millipede or Galaga or anything like that. I feel like a good 70% of the appeal of Joust is its marketing. Like the art on the arcade machine is just awesome looking. It's the same way for the NES cart and the posters that they put out, and it just looks really cool. Its presentation is awesome. Just the concept of the flying Joust competition and the just everything about the way the game um, is put together is really cool. The game itself, I just it's not bad. It's just not something I feel like is fun. Like I feel like you have to be a little too precise and careful. And I wish that it just controlled like any other game where you were just constantly flying and left was left and right was right. The pushing the button to hover is a nice it's a nice idea. That sucked. That was a ignoble death. I'm not sure if you can do a multiplayer game in the arcade or anything. I really don't know much about this game. I'm gonna have to do some research for the review, but I feel like multiplayer, like two-player simultaneous play, that could be fun. That way you could possibly joust one another, and I think that's what I think you can do that. I just never have done it myself. The bottom of the screen indicates you could have two players, so that would probably be pretty fun. And then the control scheme being the way it is would add to that. But single player, I feel like it's just a liability. But I mean it's like games of this era. Sometimes the concept behind the game was the control scheme being different, um, and so it's like I'm criticizing it for its core concept, which is silly. I get that, but again, it's not a bad game. It's just something that I never could get comfortable with, and that's one of the reasons I don't. Oh, that sucked. He went high on me, just like I mentioned earlier. I didn't expect that. I really shouldn't have even tried to fight him. Like when he started flying up, I should have just went. I should have just got away. Because you never want to fight where you can hit your head, because that's going to prevent you from going high enough to win the joust. So anytime you go up against an opponent and they go to where they could be touching the ceiling, even this invisible ceiling right here, you just want to go away, just like descend so you don't hit them at all. I like the sound of this game. Like I think, and this is just me not knowing much about the arcade machine, but I think this is, of the three HAL America games that I've talked about, this is the best one. It's not my favorite. Millipede's my favorite, hands down, no contest. But this is the best port. This is the best of the three. Um, I've played this on Atari 2600, and I think I played it on um, either 5200 or 7800. I can't remember which. It may have not been either one of them. I'm not sure. I know I played it on some other system of that era besides the 2600, and I think every version I've played gets the gameplay down pretty well. Um, but this one I think is the total package. I've seen this on MAME, and this is fine. This is, oh man, that sucked. Oh well, I took an unnecessary risk there and paid for it. I can't think of anything. I mean, the stuff I said earlier was just my personal preference stuff. I really can't think of a bad thing to say about this game. This game is solid. Um, I don't think they do anything wrong. I don't feel like anything's missing. Um, if I had any complaint, it's I don't feel like the player sprite stands out enough. Um, but I mean, that's the NES color palette, so uh, and that's really a minor point. That's just me coming from somebody who's had vision problems. Um, if you didn't have vision problems, or if you, uh, even if you did, I mean, it would make a difference if it was a little bit different color. I don't think, but that's a very minor point. That's like me. I'm nitpicking at that point. This is a really great game. Um, Even right down to the font of the numbers and the font of the explanation at the beginning and the introduction is just like you would expect from Joust. Like it doesn't try to cut corners there. The developers understood that a lot of Joust's appeal is that presentation, and they made sure to keep it. Um, and I feel like if they had left out that intro, that would have been a huge uh, blow to the game. Like it would have made it nowhere near the game we got. And it's just everything that you would expect from an arcade machine is in this one. And Millipede doesn't really have it. Defender doesn't really have it. Both of those games really feel like console ports of an arcade machine, and this one really doesn't feel that much like a console port. I think they did a really great job of just making this um, feel and look like an arcade machine, and that's awesome. That's why I think that Galaga and the Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man games work so well, because they do the same thing. They the way they appear on the screen is clearly console port, but the way they play and the cutscenes that are in Pac-Man are they're in there. So all that stuff's in there. It makes it feel like this is as close to the arcade at the time we probably could have gotten. Um, as an NES owner. And I think this one embodies that too. I'm not sure about when these games came out, so I could be talking about things in different order, but just to talk about this game without really trying to talk about other games that were out before it or after it or what have you, this is just anything you could ever want. And as I'm playing this right now, oh man, I was scared of the pterodactyl. as I'm playing this here, I've had a good time with it. It's not that I'm when I say that it's not my favorite or that I really don't particularly enjoy it or dislike it. It's fun. It's just really fun for a very short time. So for me anyway. Again, multiplayer probably a lot more fun for a longer period of time. Oh, okay. I'm probably going to stop there. So I hope you all have enjoyed hanging out with me again to watch me play Joust and talk a bit about that. This isn't one I have a lot of memories with or anything. This is just really me talking about how great this game is. I try not to do that much, but this is a great one. So hang out with me again later. Thanks for showing up. See you later.